This video is going to discuss a god roll craft for the solar machine gun fixed odds, which is available via the Duality dungeon from the chests and any encounters within that dungeon. This is going to discuss what enhanced traits you want to put on the machine gun for PVE purposes, right? So let's go into the reshape and I'll show you what I've got on it. First, I'll explain the basics of all the stats, right? And then I can go into the enhanced traits, why I chose what I chose. So first and foremost, you need to understand what style of machine gun this is. You've got rapid fire frames, you've got adaptive frames, and high impact frames. High impact frames are slow firing, high damage, right? But they also have sort of stats that are intrinsic to them. Whereas, like, so let's go through rapid fires. Rapid fire frames have really low range but high fire rate and low impact, right? Adaptive frames are in your middle of your road stats, a bit of jack of all trades, if you like. Probably the best archetype in PvE for machine guns, I would say. But high impact frames are really good at range and their damage, but they're poor for handling, stability, stuff like that. But because they're so slow firing, you don't need that much stability anyways. But as I said, I'm going to go into the basics of the stats and what to build for. So impact cannot be affected by any stat change. Range increases the effective range of the weapon. So the further you stand back, the less range drop off you're going to get. That is so important for high-end stuff, high-end content in the game, because you may need to stand further back than what you would do in lost sectors or low-level strikes and stuff like that, or patrol. But if you're in a Grandmaster or if you're in a raid day one and stuff, then you need to you may need to stand further back. Now, I've spec'd this machine gun for the highest possible range stat that you can, 88 range. This is equivalent to like a 30 to 42 meter range machine gun. You won't experience range drop off until around 40 to 42 meters, which I've done a test on that. I'll show you coming up, which is insane. So it's essentially like a scout rifle, this machine gun, when you spec it like this. Now, there's a reason why I've spec'd it like this, because it looks like I've probably done the wrong thing, but I haven't. Stability affects recoil. Now, if you're playing on PC, next-gen consoles, you won't experience much recoil as opposed to what you used to do on PS4 or last gen. If you're a controller player, you will know that recoil is a thing that's your worst enemy. We have aim assist on controller, but recoil is used to balance out the fact that we have aim assist. But on next gen, for whatever reason, recoil just isn't as bad as what it used to be. And I've actually tested that, and I've got a video about it. So if anyone wants to sort of challenge me on that, I've got a video side by side comparing that when PS5 first came out, and I believe it's the same is true for next gen Xbox. It's the last generation of consoles that suffer from it. So never spec for stability, unless it's like PvP, something PvP that you're doing. But this isn't a PvP video, is it? Handling wise, so you don't need to spec for handling either, because this is just ready speed and aiming and stuff like that. It's like you don't need to really spec for that either. This machine gun's gonna feel quite slow anyways, inherently, because of the style of machine gun it is. So this you ain't getting much benefit from a high handling machine gun, is what I'm saying. The reload stat is a stat you want to spec for, but I didn't, because I quickly realized you don't need to, which is why I spec for range, because one of my enhanced perks is going to help me out massively with reload. So I don't need to spec for it. The enhanced trait is that good. Well, the perk itself is that good. I don't need reload. So that's why I come up with the idea to have a max range machine gun. So the frame, I went plus 10 range, because there's a perk coming up that's going to help me with reload. But if you wanted to, you could go plus 10 reload stat. I wouldn't argue with you. So our barrel, we went with full bore, which is the highest range stat that you can go. If stability and the recoil is much of a problem to you, go fluted barrel or something. It's preference this, but as I said, I was going for science and I wanted the highest range stat possible, so I went full bore. But yeah, pick whatever barrel you want. Barrels are cheap. You can change them anytime you want. It's not like you're locked in and you'll never be able to change it again. Extended mag is what I chose because it's the highest mag option that you can go. But I do believe tac mag to be a very good option. I mean, look, the reload bumped up quite sufficiently, right? And you only get a couple of less bullets. But as I said, I wanted to go extended mag with a good reload perk, which I did. I mean, having 75 bullets, bear in mind that's with backup mag, but having 75 bullets on a high impact frame machine gun is a huge magazine, because that's like a rapid fire frame. A rapid fire frame starts at around 70, 80, 90 bullets. Right now, rapid fire frames, the way of balancing these archetypes is that rapid fire frames will have a higher base mag than what a high impact frame one. This machine gun should only have like 40 bullets, 40, 50. So having like a 75 round mag is insane on single target damage and stuff like that. Now, if I say I didn't want backup mag, I could go major spec and take the hit a little bit and have like a 62 round mag with a major spec in, which is 8% plus any damage bonuses I've got on the weapon. So having a huge magazine size is good because of this perk right here. So yes, we have got bad reload and all that stuff, but all we need to do is crouch with field prep and get a huge reload speed, which you're going to see on footage coming up. So the fact that I can counter my reload start with this field prep perk means that I can spec for range and other things. So field prep is best in slot. Other perks that you have in column is quick draw, which is PvP, no distractions, PvP, aim core is a terrible perk, it's PvP. Under pressure is PvP. Feeding frenzy is PvE, and so is field prep. So the reason why field prep is better than feeding frenzy is because field prep has a couple of things going for it: faster reload and store, and increased ammo reserves. But it also has more ammo per pickup per brick, as opposed to like not running it. So field prep is one of the best perks in the game. End of discussion. It's one of the best, especially solo. It's even better solo because when you're on your own, you need more ammo. You need more ammo, and you're going to get it with field prep. So, but with the enhanced version, you don't have to go enhanced. I'm just showing you that I've got enhanced on. Apparently, the reload's the same as what it is on standard, but the difference is that you just get more reserves. It greatly increases ammo reserves, whereas opposed to this just states increased ammo reserves. So it's just a bit more reserves. I think it's totally worth it, the enhanced version, so I went it. The last column, right, we went enhanced kill and tally. Other things that we've got: rangefinder's useless. Rampage is a worse version of kill and tally, so don't go it. Don't use it. Final line's very good. Now, if you're playing like a lot of like Grandmaster speed runs and stuff, and you're like, you have two other people with the final line machine guns, they melt enemies. So final line's a really good option for team play. This video isn't really focused on team play so much. It's more solo. So it is an option for you. Then you've got Focus Fury, which I regard Focus Fury as a precision style perk, like for snipers and linear fusions and stuff like that. I wouldn't go Focus Fury, honestly, on this machine gun. So Incandescent is an option for build crafting with Solar 3.0 classes. The reason why I haven't went Incandescent is because I want a machine gun available to me for all elements and all subclasses. I want a neutral style machine gun that's good on every class. Whereas Incandescent's kind of like, it's good honestly on its own, even if you're on like an arc, but I wanted kill and tally for the damage and stuff. But what an option for you would be is craft two of these, craft a kill and tally one and an incandescent one. That's what I would suggest, right? Because incandescent is very good on this machine gun. I wouldn't argue with you if you've crafted a field prep incandescent roll. I wouldn't argue with it. But I'm just letting you know I'm going kill and tally for the reason why is because I play Hunter, Titan, Warlock, and I play all elements, and I can switch any class at any point. I'm that type of player. Play all classes. So kill and tally is more useful to me. Alright? So that's why I went kill and tally. Now, what's the difference between enhanced kill and tally and standard kill and tally? Well, you just get more ammo. A bigger magazine. So look, if I take this off, I get 71. If I put this on, I get 75. So yeah, you're only getting 4 bullets. It's because I'm running such a big magazine size to start with. But yeah, enhanced kill and tally might not be worth it to you. But I've got it on because you need to put 2 traits on to get the gold border. I need to spend mats. I need to empty my vault. So I'm going to invest some mats into a gun. And this is a good gun to invest the mats in. Right? So that's all of that. There'll be some tests coming up. I'll just tell you about the origin perk. I have tested this in the past on other style machine guns. Right there. Here it is. So it states to excess Final blows with this weapon while your super is full grant a bonus to strength and discipline for a moderate duration. This is a very good perk if you're not using your super a lot. You're going to get even more grenades, which is useful this season with Arc 3.0 because we know how good pulse grenades are and storm grenades are. So getting more grenades on top of build crafting with other fragments and aspects and stuff like that is actually decent. So I like this mod, but it just means you can't use your super so much, which isn't always a good thing. You want to use a super as well. But it's there. It's there. It's a decent origin perk for what it is. Quite like it. So that's that. Up and coming, the footage is going to show you multiple tests, things like what overload machine gun, because we've got overload machine gun. What's that? What's this machine gun like on overloads at 1600 power difficulty? What's the range like? I've always said you can go up to 5 up to 42 meters with an 88 stat range. And how do you reload and keep kill and tally? See, kill and tally goes away if you stow it or reload it. So how do you keep hold of it on all three classes? And there's a way to keep kill and tally up on Titan, Warlock, Hunter. There's a way on all of them, and I'll show you that coming up. But yeah, that's the craft on it. The first test that we're going to do is field prep versus no field prep. Enhanced field prep versus a machine gun with no field prep. So we've got a fixed odds with no field prep. That comes in at 296, which is respectable. It's a lot of ammo, that. But how much ammo do you get with the enhanced field prep? Well, you can come and test things at the back of the crafting table, and it gives you ammo and stuff if you didn't know. So that's where we're going to do it and show you. I can tell you it's nearly 100 bullets more, which is insane on a machine gun. So 392 you get total. Plus you'll get more ammo per brick with the field prep as well. So the next test we're going to test is range drop-off. This machine gun has an 88 range stat drop-off. So how many meters is it before I get range drop-off? I've got 5001 maximum damage. Let's keep backing up, see where I'll lose that damage. This isn't an exact test, it's a rough test. Okay, 4802 there, around about where this wall is, point of reference. So I'll come back in with Darcy and test the meterage roughly. It is dependent on where the barrier stands, but he stood roughly where he was standing before, 40 meters. So we can roughly say that 42 meters is where you're going to get your range drop off because the barrier was standing a little bit further back on the other one. So now I'm going to test it with the transversive steps on a Warlock. So the kill and tally, you can keep kill and tally ×3 up, the 30% damage bonus, right? With transversive steps, you run, it reloads the gun, any gun, right? So this is a good option on a Warlock. So look, I reload, I get my 75 mag back, I've still got kill and tally, I melted that ultra, I can keep melting the rest of the ads. So that's how you keep kill and tally on a Warlock. Now how do you on a Hunter? Well, a Hunter, marksman's dodge, does not work with kill and tally, unfortunately, so it's not as good on that. But if you're running a melee build with Nightmare, the Nightmare field perk of Sealed Amkara Grasps will reload your gun on a melee hit, so that you can keep kill and tally up on a Hunter as well. That's one option. Another option for the Titans, the only option I see, is the exotic chest plate Actium War Rig, which automatically, like it feeds, it gives you a constant feed of ammo for all rifles and machine guns. So I can get my kill and tally ×3, melt a boss, I'll still have plenty of ammo to go at all the rest of the ads. Right? So it melts, kill and tally is really useful, as I said, on this machine gun. It really is. I know Incandescent's really good for buildcraft, and I know that, but kill and tally is really good. Like, let's not forget the days of 21% Delirium. This is one final test on a 1600 power overload champion on a Nightmare Hunt. They are 1600 power, the Master Edition. I want to see how good it is on overloads with overload machine gun. So I've got kill and tally ×3, no buffs, no debuffs, just kill and tally. I'm 30 to nearly 40 meters away from the champ, 35 say, and it's melting. I'm not even getting barely any crits because the crit spot on the champ. But that was a craft guide for the machine gun. I hope you enjoy. Thank you.